friends, Laura Martin here. If you are new to me, make sure you say hello so I can get to know you. If you are a real OG and you've been around, I hope you would say hello to me because we are best friends right now. If you are new to the game, hi T. If you are watching the replay, let me know below. Today has been wild, but I wanted to come on here. I felt just called to come on here and tell you guys a story, which is a very different approach. Hi Lauren, hi Deborah, how you guys doing? I want to tell you a story. So I want to tell you a story about Betty the Bolus and hi London. I want to tell you a story about Betty the Bolus and Gabby the Gabba. And so Betty the Bolus grew up in a house where everything was so chaotic. And like if you didn't finish your food, your siblings ate it. Like there was just so many people around that she felt she did not belong. She had to be loud. She had to be aggressive. That's the only way to be heard. And so as she grew older, this is something that she took on in her life. It was highly stressful. She was like a career achieving woman. She was out there, she was killing it, and just never really knew who she was. But because she was going so fast, she didn't even understand. And then one day she was at her office and her boss was just like chewed her out, literally chewed her out and spit her out and just did not pay attention to Betty Bolus. And then called her into a meeting. And she was not prepared for this. It was not prepped. She was not ready. She was in freaking slippers, like not ready for this. At the end of this day, she was like, okay, I'm gonna go sit in the hot tub. I'm gonna relax. I'm going to get my entire body. I'm gonna take time for Betty. And so what happens? She goes, she finishes her meeting, hates it, stressed out, what have you. She's like, I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna calm down. She gets to the hot tub. She sits in this hot tub. She's like, okay. And what happens is her mind catches up to her. As she starts running through her to-do list, she starts running through, okay, what am I going to do? Hi, everyone. What am I going to do? Oh, I have this to do. She remembers a fight that she had with her sibling, Bobby, 5 years ago. It's just all running to her head because she finally was able to think. She's like, what the heck? And as she's realizing all this stress she's keeping in her body, she's just like this tight bolus of a ball. And she's like, oh, what is going on? And she realizes the temperature of the hot tub she's sitting in starts to get cooler. She's like, what is happening with the day that I'm having? Hi, Angela, how you doing? And she's like, the day that I am having, what is going on? Like now the hot tub's broken. I don't know. I don't get it. And she's like, oh, I quit, whatever. And then all of a sudden, this magnetic woman who later will be known as Gabby the Gabba. Hey, Brian. Gabby the Gabba. This magnetic woman walks into this hot tub. And you just like see, you know those people, right? Where they have this magnetism about them. They're so vibrant. They're so alive. They're just like, oh, I need to be in your circle. Like, what is going on right now? And she's like, okay, so what is this? And she doesn't talk to her, you know, because like humans, scary, don't want to do that. And so as Gabby gets into, hi Nikki, how you doing? Hi Brian. As Gabby gets into this hot tub, she realizes all of a sudden the temperature of the hot tub rises. Like it goes back to being normal. And she's like, oh, well, this is interesting. And she's like, comfy, cozy, into it, what have you. And she's like, your eyes are very tired. I don't have makeup on today. I left my makeup in Miami, so. And so she's like, what is happening? And then she carries on with her life. She enjoys the hot tub, what have you. She carries on with her life. The next day, same thing happens at work. She's like, screw it, going to this hot tub, chillin', chillaxin'. What she realizes when that stress kicks into her body, the temperature falls again. She's like, what the heck is going on with this hot tub? Same thing happened though. Gabby and her are like on the same schedule. Gabby the Gabba on the same schedule. She comes in, she sits down, she's like, why does it keep getting hotter every single time this happens? Like it happens day in, day out. Finally, she goes, excuse me, miss. What you doing over there? How'd you do that? How are you making this go up and down? And so Gabby, she was like one of those like floaty, like hippie kind of girls. And you're like, ooh, I want to be like, what is it about you? I don't know. She's like, okay, And Gabby explains to her about being cool and calm and these breathing techniques. And she talks about stress levels and stress management, all this offloading stuff. And what does our girl little Betty do? She goes, no, what? No. It has to be a technical issue. They have to try harder. They have to do better. Gets up, dries off, leaves. And she's like, oh, whatever. But because she's talking about like what's stuck in her head, right? Like managing stress levels, all this kind of stuff is stuck in her brain. And so she's like, oh, okay. And so the next day at work, things happen as life does, but whatever. So she took her second, and like when her boss yelled at her, she was just like, and she took these breaths, these like deep belly breaths that this Gabby the Gabba was talking about. And she was like, okay, I feel a little bit better. Can go back to work managing. The oddest thing happened. So she goes, offloads, gets to finish her work. She goes and she wants to, hi Juan. She goes and she wants to figure out, like she wants to take a hot tub. She goes in, the temperature is warmer. And she was like, what? This can't be right. I was like, okay. Like I'm having a sip of the juice. I haven't drank the juice yet, but I'm having a sip of it. She's like, okay, I'm in it. Whatever. So the next day, she's taking her deep breaths. She's going on a walk at lunch. She's actually paying attention to what's going on. She's like, okay. She gets in the hot tub next day. It stays hot the whole time. She's like, this is bananas. Why is this happening? And so she's like, okay, Gabby, I'm drinking your juice. Tell me more. And so Gabby goes on to explain how when you are in alignment, when you are actually managing your stress levels, your internal body temperature rises up. So the reflection of the hot tub is actually what is happening inside of her, and how when she is able to take time, not just at the end of her day to offload where like her thoughts finally catch up to her, but she's actually able to sit throughout the day and offload little bits. She's able to take a deep breath here, fill up her cup, offload here, fill up her cup. And as a result, her body is responding. Her internal thermostat is responding. So she's able to digest the things that are happening in her life. She's able to break down scenarios so she can think clearer, so she can have better focus, so she can feel more herself and feel more like she is Betty, and she's not just like a bundled up, but she's actually a bolus full of nutrients that can get through, okay? So the moral of this story is that when you connect our mind, our body, and our soul, right? It's not just chasing a diet or something like that, because a bolus at the end of the day is that ball of mashed up food that you're swallowing. That's called a bolus. And this hot tub scenario is the stomach acid inside of you. And when you can understand that GABA, norepinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, they are housed and influenced in your gut, and you can offload throughout the day, you're able to actually take on more. Your body can better adapt to stress, you're able to digest food, and you're able to then assimilate those nutrients so you can vibrate to your highest authentic self. You can be magnetized, you can be more like that Gabby the Gabba. Okay, my light went out behind us, whatever. And so, moral of the story is doing all that, because being in control of your mind is a gift, a straight gift. Being in control of applying that to heal your IBS is an art form. And the research and the studies and all that kind of stuff is new here, right? Like, it's a new field, and they're really missing the application beyond that. They're throwing all this research, they're doing all this stuff, and it's really good intention. But how do you apply it? How do you move forward through it? And that is exactly what we walk through in Gut Recharge, because I firmly believe that when you truly embody the art of understanding how the gut is attached to the brain and how the mind is attached to the gut, you create this art form, and you create this dance that you're able to have sustainable lifestyle shifts and set yourself free from IBS for good. And so in this program is where you learn that art. This is the program where you learn how you become recharged. If you're curious about learning more, how you can become more of this Betty and Gabby duo, make sure you click the link in my bio, and you can either find out more, just go straight to the page, or you can drop me a DM. I'm always in my DMs all day. But I hope you enjoyed today's story of Betty the Bolus and how connecting your mind to your gut. and your gut to your mind is the magic sauce, my friends. It was so nice chatting with you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day.